Right. This looks like it's working the way it should. Maybe. I don't know. I really can't tell at this point. So it's very confusing to me. It'll tell me I'm live. I don't really actually know. Um, that's basically like that's the best I can do is because I can't, I can't tell. It tells me, but I can't see. I can't see anything that actually lets me know that anything is happening. So, I hope something is happening here. This software doesn't like me very much. That's part of the problem. They have no way to really tell what's happening. I don't know what is going on, and I can't see from anything that is telling me that I'm actually there. So, I mean, maybe. I have no idea. But it's telling me it tells me I'm live, but at the same time, like it sometimes shows that there are like people, and sometimes it shows that there is no one. So I can't even tell. I have to basically just sit here and hope for the best at this point because there's no way for me to know. And at least I got on something close to on time today. I had to just mess with everything so much the last week, and then it's like I said, the software's haunted. It doesn't like what I'm doing. Apparently to work for me. Apparently, that's basically all that I've got. So, anyways, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. I just wrapped my other show, my live show, Social Contract. I was flying solo today. My partner, my co-host, I should say, is off entertaining and doing a convention. That's what he do. So he's a musician, and you can download his music. He's Pepper Coyote, so you can check out his music. And he, like me, we're both independent creators. So everything we do is basically we just it's our own thing and we make it happen. He makes music and fun videos, and his music's everywhere, and it's you get music, and he's super talented, and you should definitely check him out and download and stream because that helps him out. He's got a lot of great merchandise, and you can see him at conventions and all around. My hope for him is that he is able to get his way into like a Bonnaroo situation, because that is like so his vibe. Like he belongs in that situation. I mean, it's not like he'd be like, no, I don't want to, fuck that. Like, no, it's just it depends on bookings and like nepotism and stuff. So cross fingers on that. You should definitely check him out. He is not on TikTok, but I am only recently just back on TikTok myself, so maybe if if he sees some use in it, he will get there. He's just not into the whole like filmmaking thing. Woo! Did you lose me? I'm frozen. Maybe I'm frozen. No, I'm back. Okay. So yeah, just about him. He's not into the whole filmmaking thing, but for me, that kind of goes back to my roots. I've been a professional filmmaker for 1,000 years at this point. Um, and saying hey to the chat. I like to talk to the chat, so if you want to talk to me, I will talk to you, and I'll shout you out if you want me to. If you're as long as you're cool, don't be a dick to me, and I won't. But in any case, yeah, I'm still kind of on the high of that. The last show, my voice hurts, my throat hurts. I don't usually have to do all of the talking myself, but like I said, he was off doing him thing, so it was just me. And then I kind of like to come here and just hang out and decompress a little bit, because that's a very political heavy show, and there's a lot of times not a whole lot of good news or silver linings that I can really offer anyone. But we don't live in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, so shit is bad. But I try not to make it awful, but it's things just bad. I think we all can agree. But so when I come here, I can mostly just hang out and talk about what I'm doing and what's going on, and kind of decompress from that a little bit. But if you want to, like I said, I like to talk into the chat when I can. So if you wanna say anything, then we can have a conversation. It doesn't just have to be just this like one-sided thing. I talked a couple weeks ago. This is actually only like the third time I've done TikTok live. I've had Social Contract. We're in our third year. Or we're no, we're almost in our third year. It's been a while. When you do politics, it's just like everything is one solid, like, and it just makes you kind of like miserable as a person. So, you have to focus on so much negative shit all the time. But like at this point, like when like I doing this, it's only just been like this is like the third time I've done it. The first time was pretty much a complete disaster. I thought I was just gonna like hit a button and like on my phone and be like, okay, I'm live now. Yay. No, no. I had to download the software and I had to sit here and do this and go on and on and on. And then last week things went like really sideways because like my internet connection wasn't like great. I got American internet like, most of you, so things were not super great, and it was like on and off, on and off, on and off. And so now I'm hoping for at least a little bit better luck than I had last time. So my hair itchy. Um, but I did mention in the past couple of episodes that I just recently, if you do know me, that just a quick one. If you do know me, then you know I'm an author, an artist, filmmaker, maker of things, doer of all the stuff. But and I'm working on two books right now. One more ahead of than the other. So I'm working on Sorry Charlie, and that one is in the writing phase, and or I should say rewriting phase. That was actually the first book I ever published, but I took it off the market and then I'm giving it kind of the glow up that it needs because it was just I did it so many years ago. It just really wasn't what I wanted it to be. Like I've got kind of this whole methodology for book production now, and I didn't have any of that then. It was sort of an experimental thing, and I really wanted it to match in quality to what I do now. So I've been talking about the process behind that. I'm pretty far into it now. I'm doing my chapters a little bit differently this time, and I'm about 8 chapters into the rewrite. I'm remixing it in a pretty good way because the bones are there, but it just needed kind of, it needed to follow things a little bit better, a little more closely. But that's where that's at right now. So that one is in production, and then I've got another one called The Brothers Flynn, and that one is still in like the timeline building and structural work phase. So I will get into that next. But both of them, I include music heavily in my stories, and I also create soundtracks for what I do, which you can stream on YouTube. So two of my books that are already out have those. You can go and check out my YouTube and hear those playlists. And then and each one of them has like a different methodology. Sometimes music's in it, sometimes it's like a vibes based like storytelling thing. So that's kind of what's going on the writing front. Also, yeah, you can get my books on Amazon. The Big Bad Wolf is my most recent, and that's a horror thriller mystery all wrapped up into one. And then I've also got Another New World, and that's about the latter half of the life of Buster Keaton and his family. So that one's for like the film nerds and historians, and that is a companion book to my film Oh Buster, Where Art Thou, which you can stream for free on YouTube also. So that's what's up basically. And so I don't have like a whole lot to say about the writing process right now, but I am working them both at the same time. They're just in two very different places, and that really kind of allows me to work on them both at the same time so that I don't get overwhelmed by it. And I've talked about it online before, and people kind of criticized me and been like, hey, yeah, like, oh yeah, I'm sure it's great if it's like all this stuff. Yeah, no, if I'm working, my brain works that way. I can do a lot of different things at once, and I have to. Everybody does. So I can really kind of connect with both stories in different times. And it also gives me the freedom to be like, oh, if I think of something, I can go throw it in the notes or, whatever. So that's basically what's going on in terms of the writing. That's a very long, very, very long, drawn out process. I don't have an ETA for release for Sorry Charlie, and that one's going to be kind of unusual because it's more to the point that It's just a story about a guy. I mean, like that's the thing. Like, thing in the writing world and in the publishing world and the not that anybody reads anything, but like everything now is reduced down to genre and trope all the time. It's like, what's the genre? What are some tropes? Like, man, I don't fucking know. Just read it and find out if you like it. Like, did anybody talk about this kind of shit like in this kind of detail 10 years ago? Why do I have to bribe you into reading it? Just read it. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with it. It's just like, I don't know. Like, there was more of a hook with the Buster book. Is obviously, if you're into Buster and movies like in history, there you go. If you're into the Big Bad Wolf, then you're in like thrillers and horror and mystery, like in period piece kind of shit, like there you go. But like, this is a story that is a story about a guy. Like, it's a guy who like is like, he's an internet person, and he ultimately, like, he doesn't come out of his house for like 10 years. He lives inside, and he's an internet guy, and he's very fulfilled and very happy. But then his house burns down and he almost dies, and then he's got nothing, so he's got to figure out what to do after that point. And the thing about my stories is, um, this also extends to my artwork, which is that I write, my whole methodology is that no matter what it is, what genre, I'm multi-genre. I write stories, like I write adult fairy tales for adults. Like, everything is going to be magical realism, whether it's a drama or a comedy or a horror or a history book, like whatever it is, that's what's going on. That's what I do. That's my whole thing. And then that, like I said, it also extends into my I'm seeing people come in. So hi everybody. This is live. Hello, how are you? You can, if you want to shout out, I will talk to you a little bit. But keep in mind, I'm a little bit confused about how things work. I'm not super clear on this stuff just yet. So I will talk to you if you want to talk to me. But and that's what I do on my other show too. If people have, because, well, that's also, since that's a political show, like people sometimes like will have questions or thoughts about different things. So like that's what's going on in that terms. And I know this is supposed to be more casual, and people usually just kind of like hang out and have a good time, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. I don't want to make it into like a big like screed because I just did that, and I'm tired, and I want to just hang out a little bit. So yeah, like to conclude on what I was saying about my books is that um, this in particular, this story, Sorry Charlie, is so much like, it's about like, I consider it a dramedy. It's a comedy, it's a drama, it's fun things happen, it's like unusual things happen. It's really wound tightly into the concept of fate, and like how it is impacting all of the characters. Oh my god, I got to tell you guys though, this crazy story though. Okay, like this is like nuts. Like, if you know what synchronizations are, I'll tell you. But if you already know that for yourself, like you might know it under another name, like a sign or something like that. Like, that is like a huge thing to me, right? Like, synchronizations are like major things. And like, I get them like whatever I'm doing in like life, I will get there mostly through music. Like, that's one of like my biggest things. Like, if you want, like, here's a really good divining tip. Side note, a really good divining tip is to, in your house somewhere, like your bathroom or somewhere, put a radio on and keep it on 24/7, like just quietly. Keep it on like 24/7. If you can find like a really eclectic like radio station, all the better. But then like anytime like you go in there, like something, like you might pick up on something, right? Like something might like stand out to you, like a moment that's really significant, like, oh, I was just talking about that, or oh my god, I hear this band all the time, over and every time I walk into this room they start playing. Like, look for little moments like that, because those are the things, like that's like what's going on. Like, that is your connection to the universe. That's what's happening in life. Like, that's what makes us people. I got a comment from Vicky Gentry who says, I've read The Big Bad Wolf. Oh, cool, thanks. And it's my new favorite. I read it twice and ordered a copy to display. Rad, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. So yeah, some people out there like it. Somebody told me the other day, they're like, "Oh, I sent you a review. I loved it." And I'm like, "Well, that's cool," but I really don't metabolize um, like feedback like that. Like, I'm really not I'm like, oh, like compliments just kind of bounce off. Like I'm like, oh great, like that's cool. I'm super into that you said that, whatever. And then just like move on because I expect to turn out stuff that people like. So anywho, way cooler story than that. So as you know, to catch you up at this point, I'm a career author. I'm a career artist. I'm a I have a show. I make things. I make films. Some you could see for free for freezies. But the thing of it is that I'm just now into this kind of freeform talking hanging out thing, and it's because I have been really like I was one of the first people to lose my any kind of employment to AI. I You cannot get a job now. It's all fucking scams to steal your shit. Like there are no jobs. So I'm trying to make a better connection with people like through TikTok and kind of get in on the TikTok economy. But I've got like none followers, so I went to be able to like connect with people um and I don't know, like just like like let you guys know, like kind of give you the inside track. I'm about to tell you a really cool story, or I think it's really cool. But like, I do all kinds of different things. I've been posting a lot of different videos that like kind of call back to my filmmaking roots. And when I originally was on TikTok, it wasn't as advanced as it is now. So now I've got a lot more opportunity to turn out quality stuff that I feel more better about. So that's where I'm at. So if you can follow me, I would really appreciate it because that I have to get up to a certain threshold of followers before I can qualify really to make any money in any kind of a way. And if I can make money, I can make like I can continue to make content because I will be above ground and living and eating and the lights in my house will be on and that would be really, really cool. So I'm not like, this is not a give me money thing at all, like not at all. But if you want to buy my book, super, super cool. If you want to buy my art, it's on everything you can imagine on Redbubble. I got thousands of designs and I'm painting again, so I've got more stuff coming. But if you could just follow, like that would be like super, super cool, and I would really appreciate it. I'll be your best friend. But I'm out here. Like I like to hang out. I like to talk. I like to know what everybody's up to. I will talk to you in the chat if you want to talk me to like to shout you out. I will. And that's it. But I just make lots of stuff. I love storytelling and watching like shows and talking about shows I'm watching. I will show you if I'm cleaning something. I will, if I'm fixing something. I do a lot of like tarot and astrology related stuff. So I just like to do like I just got into kind of the idea of like getting back into my filmmaking roots and sharing what I'm doing, and in a more something that's more like where I can kind of combine those two things together. So I do lots of different things. I post just about once a day at least. But anyways, I really appreciate any support that you could give me. If you could throw me a follow, that would really help me get to the point where I could qualify to earn some income and things would not be awful. And on that, I will tell you a cool story. So I was talking about, before I interrupted myself, I was talking about synchronization. So if you know what a synchronization is in like the high strangeness world of things, if you know like you're connected to like the connection between ourselves and the universe and all of this, these are the things that you can also call signs. These are the things where like something will happen synchronistically that you couldn't have anticipated, that you didn't know about, that you like you blundered into, you walked right into it and it's like, holy shit, how did this happen? This is like really eerie, something like that. Like you'll think of something and then somebody will say it. You'll be talking about something with somebody and then like you see a billboard with something that you could not predict is a synchronization. And it can come in any shape or form, any kind of sign. And that's why a lot of people talk about seeing like birds or butterflies or things that and tying that into like past ancestors or loved ones and stuff like that. So I don't know if I have to explain this or anything, but to me it feels, it's kind of like dreaming. It's like a language that I don't necessarily speak but I'm trying to learn. So signs or synchronicities, I call them synchronicities, do function kind of like, for me, like signposts, like, oh, right time, right place. Like, because if you weren't here at this exact moment in this exact way, then that's just basically what, like, I don't know, like that's kind of the thing. Like if you hadn't taken these steps, then this would have never been able to appear to you. If you'd been over here instead of over there, you would have never heard that song, or you'd never seen that thing, or nobody just said that weird thing you were just thinking about, right? So, and that's just the way that we interconnect. That's like our sixth sense to, that connects us to everything, even if we don't really understand what we're talking about. So I get these a lot. Synchronicities. I get them a lot in regards to my writing, most especially. As I'm working on something, something will come up, and I will have no idea how it happened. I've got like a whole litany, but it usually was something very mild. Like one time I was while I was editing The Big Bad Wolf, just about to come to air, I had some classic music videos playing, and this song came up on like that I'd never heard of from a nobody band, and it was like called The Big Bad Wolf, and I could not believe it, like right in the moment I was working on it. So that was very mild as far as I was concerned, but like kind of like, oh nice, far out, right? So that kind of shit happens all the time, right? Like just little like things like that. But then reflecting Sorry Charlie and the brothers Flynn, shit started going crazy. Like, so like moment after moment after moment, like in the same span of a couple of hours, like several at one time. And the biggest one that happened with brothers Flynn, I'll save for another day, because that's very intricate story. But this one, I'm going to try to tell you a little bit about something that happened a couple days ago with Sorry Charlie, that it took me a couple of days to get my head around it. It was actually so in my face about it, and this is something I just couldn't like really like deal with, because I was just like, this is so much, like this is so heavy. But basically it was this, and I got to kind of tell you this in a way that's not going to spoil the story, but something I do, just generally in my writing, is I love to hide Easter eggs in my story. Like I'll make outward references to things that I like, but like, and cross-cultural things that I like. But I love to hide little Easter eggs, little mentions, little moments where like, because I like my story. It's the same reason I do soundtracks, and the same reason I make my own cover art and designs. So I want it to be a really immersive experience. I want you to get something more than just words on a page. I want you to, have like this kind of 3D interactive situation. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to make like an interactive scenario. And in so doing, there's all these different, things that come up, and I will hide little mentions to things. I will hide little nods to things, and you can look in there and find clues to those things, and it could be anything. But if you think you see something, you probably did. That said, my voice is kind of fucked up. I just got off another, I've talked for an hour in my other show. So I apologize if I'm starting to get a little hoarse. But so we're all working on, as I said earlier, I'm working on Sorry Charlie right now. And something I do, one thing that I'm kind of spoiling this a little bit, but it's not like a super spoiler or anything. But basically everything that I write will have nods to supernatural in it. That's just like my thing. Like I will do it. That's like that's it. Yeah, Vicky Gentry, thank you so much. They say I like it. It's like a game. It's very interactive. Yeah. So like, yeah, right. Like that's what I'm trying to go for, is for you to have like, get out your conspiracy board and get going. Right. So that's where we are with that. But with this last one, like everyone, I hide like little nods to supernatural in it. It's like one of my favorite things, and it's such a big catalog of information and little like nods, which itself was always making references to other things. I love to put little little references to it in there, and you can always kind of find them here and there. It might be like a name, or like a quote, or something that will make you think about it, and that's what it is. So here's a kind of and sometimes you would know it, and sometimes I would have to say it because you would never know it, and that's what I'm going to do now. So there you will find in Sorry Charlie, when you eventually can get your hands on it, there are definitely nods to supernatural in it, little Easter eggs throughout. But the thing of it is that there was something, and I've talked about this before, but it bears repeating. My stories, a lot of my stories are a couple decades old. Like they started off in like, where they begun, like in maybe screenplay form. They evolved and evolved and evolved and evolved to get to their final form. Big Bad Wolf was like came out the end of last year, and that was 20 years in production. So this time, this we're talking about another one. Sorry, Charlie, just about the same length of time had been in production in various states until I got to where it is now. So the so the stuff that happens in that story, almost all of it was set in stone, 20, 15 years ago, right? So it's been there for a long time. And I think this came in about 15 or so years ago. But there's a character in the story, and I could tell you some of this without spoiling anything, but there's a character in the story where who's introduced really late into the story, and the joke about him was that his first name is George and his last name is Harrison, so George Harrison, like that's the joke, like, but because his name is George Harrison, he goes by his middle name, which is Sam Harrison. And I had always pictured, because the way that I write for myself is I will cast like actors from like any time or characters in roles of stuff, so I can I see things in a 3D kind of cinematic way, and I write cinematically. So I will picture that, like when I'm walking through scenes, like how this person did it, how they said it, how they phrased it, and that just fleshes things out for me. And nobody would know about this at all if I wasn't saying it right now. But I had reason that character I named Sam is because I would literally like modeled it after Sam Winchester. Like that was completely like the methodology, something I did about, that came about 15 years ago. So like I said, his name is George Harrison, which was the joke, but he goes by Sam because that's his name. Now, if you're a supernatural or middle name and you didn't want to be George Harrison, like you didn't want to be a joke. So if you are a supernatural knower, you might be seeing something like this, but like I am not to the point where I know every single detail about every single everything. I'm just an enjoyer of the content. Like I've not seen every single interview. I don't see the stuff from the cons very much. I don't know all the facts and the details, but I'm big into Tumblr, and I always have been. I'm OG Tumblrina, like been there forever. And I was scrolling my dash right before bed, like literally like 2 minutes before bed a few nights ago. And I'm seeing this supernatural post, and it was a gift set of Sam and Dean separately with a block of text over the top. And I'm not understanding what I'm looking at right on. Like normally I'd been like, okay, whatever, because it was so late and I was on my way. So I'm looking at this, and it's not making sense to me. So I scroll down to the bottom to read the description of what it is that I'm looking at, because the names didn't match, and I didn't understand what I was seeing. And it said these blocks of text were the original names and descriptions of Sam and Dean. Now, I did not know that. I thought Winchester was like completely locked in from the beginning because of the Sarah Winchester thing. I thought the Sam and Dean Winchester was like from day one. I had never heard that they had different names before. And so I'm like, oh, neat. This is really, really cool. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to read this and look at this and see what this is like. And at this time I'm not making like any kind of, I don't know what I'm looking at like really at all. And this is something I'd never heard before. Like this was completely new to me, and I'm like, oh shit, that's interesting lore. I had no idea. So what the reason that like it, and I read the descriptions, like okay, neat, whatever. And then like this kind of like this fog kind of clears in my mind, and I'm like, are you realizing what you're looking at right now? In the process of writing the story right now, are you realizing what you're looking at? So like it was just, I kind of froze and thought about it for a second. If you're a knower of this fact, I don't know, but like I'd never heard it. This was completely new information to me. Not like I heard it and forgot it. Like I zero, like new and total. But there, like the original last name of the Winchesters, Sam and Dean, was in place, but the original last name of the Winchesters was Harrison. And like it just like I was like, holy fucking shit, what? Because not only had I been working on, Sorry Charlie, in that moment with a character that was based on Sam Winchester, who I named Sam because of Sam Winchester, and based on Sam Winchester, that character's name was Sam Harrison. And I didn't know this. And then I've come to find out that like in this post, completely separately from those two things, that Sam Winchester's original name was Sam Harrison. I can't fucking believe that happened. Like it literally like took for like I was just like, is this happening? Is this real at this moment? Because it was just like it was so close. It was so like it was like so far beyond just like a casual association of something, because like I did not know that. I'd never heard that before, and then it just comes up to me like, and then that, because to me the reason I could have given him any last name. The last name wasn't important. I gave him the last name Harrison because George, like that was the whole joke to me, like that his like he goes by the name Sam Harrison because his first name is George, and he is reveals that his name is George, and that was like oh ha 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 is George Harrison, like the most famous George, right? So um and he had been completely modeled after Sam Winchester, and then I find out that Sam Winchester's original name was Sam Harrison. Like I can't believe like that this happened. So this was something that like was just like that just happened to me just a couple of days ago, and sometimes like that's I think the most dramatic case of a synchronicity happening. And then I take those kind of things as um you know, they're synchronous, obviously. Like there's no way you could have anticipated that. Like you had to be I had to go on my dash right like 2 minutes before bedtime, see that exact post with a fact in it that I didn't know, not blow past it because I was tired, but actually go and look at it and figure out what I was looking at, and then learn that, and then find out that that's what happened. Like that, like it was just, it blew my mind, honestly. Like it was so hard to get my head around the fact that something like that could happen. It was crazy. And that kind of stuff happens to me a lot, and a lot around my books, and I take those and so like I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Do I need to be looking at like a bigger picture? Like what does that like? But I think that it's ultimately saying like, not like you must write this book. I don't think that's necessarily it, because I'm going to do it anyway whether I was getting signs for that or not. But I think it's more like right time, right place. That's how I tend to look at this, synchronicities and that kind of thing, because so many things had to go right. So many things had to work out for me to go. How what is it like? 20 years or like 6 years past the ending of the show, so I'm still in a place where I'm seeing content. I don't know when or where or what I'm going to see. I don't know everything about it, and then I still ended up seeing that, just this random moment, and then it didn't even occur to me first off what I was looking at, and for it to be that exact was just fucking nuts to me, like absolutely crazy. But that's, I look for that kind of stuff because I want that stuff to happen. I mean, I don't seek it out because it just will happen to you, but it happens to all of us. It's the same thing as like if you get like deja vu or dream vu, like that is amounting to something in some way, and it's like things that you could never have anticipated happening. um and it's, you know, it just it makes life funner. It makes the process of writing and creating things funner, because it does make me feel like I'm on the right track, when like, you know, like there's like literally no proof of my life that I am. It's all vibes. I'm all out here on vibes, yo. I got nothing. So I'm trying to make all this stuff work because that is the ultimate goal. I really am kind of in a place where I'm not really making large scale films anymore. That's just a little too difficult for my person, my body. I have a condition, a chronic condition called ME, or slash fibromyalgia. That's um, uh, myo. What is it? Jesus, I can always remember it when I don't need to remember it. Myalgic encephalitis, myalgic. What is it? Encephal. It doesn't matter. I can remember it when I don't need to remember it, like trivia. But if I'm trying to say it to somebody, then myalgic myocardic encephalitis, something like that. Anyways, the not that it matters anyways, but it basically it's just like makes it so like my body doesn't function at all. And I'm in a better place with it now. If you have like fibromyalgia or ME, I have had it my entire life since childhood, and I just recently started taking magnesium, and it really has seemed to help in a lot of ways. Help with like sleep, and help with like pain, and help with you just help in general. And when nothing else ever has, I've never been like a pain medication person. Like I was never going to do that. I don't do medications. I don't like what, I'm not about Western medicine. I really have to like that's a hard no for me. So that taking that has been like really, really helpful, but it still puts me in a position of like, there's a lot that it's obviously gonna inform everything I do first, because I'm not gonna be able to function like a normal person. I don't recuperate energy. Like pain can be debilitating. So like I have to be very, very mindful of what I do and how I do it, because when you have a condition like that, you are always going to be borrowing from the future. You have got to think about like, what's this going to do? And it doesn't, you don't have to have done anything to be symptomatic. It can just happen to you for any reason. And this happens to be one of these things um, that has just multiple symptoms that affects people differently. Some people have more or less of one or the other. It's a lot of different varying values. And for me, it's mostly pain and exhaustion. So I can't like do things that I want to do. And that kind of put me away from being able to do filmmaking uh, in the large scale anymore. After three, like I had to stop. It was just too much. Um, but being able to do TikTok has kind of, I could do like little bite-sized things like, oh cool, a minute of film, and like that's it, it's fine. And that doesn't really bother me because I can do it over time, or I can just film whatever I'm watching or doing. So that's given me something more achievable that I can do. And then so it was that. And then also obviously I do the art and I do writing, and writing is what, my number one thing I'm trying to do. I do lots of stuff because like I need to, and I want to. I'm very interested in doing like tons of things. Like I that's the way my mind works. Like I have to do lots of stuff or I get bored. And I recently just started painting again after a long time, because I have an issue where I try to work things to completion. So that means like, okay, then if I'm writing something, then I've got to just stick to the writing and get it done. If I'm painting something, stick to the painting and get it done. But that doesn't really work for me. And then if I go without one or the other for too long, then my Brian gets sad. I have to do something about it. So I had been, because I just written, I wrote Another New World, Turnaround wrote Big Bad Wolf, then immediately started Sorry Charlie, and I'll be immediately starting the Brothers Flynn after that, and then I've got like a million more things coming, both things that are old and new. And and the thing about the Brothers Flynn is it's going to be like a standalone story on its own, but also there's going to be a historical precedent, so that there's going to be a historical set of stories that come out of that. So my work in progress list is a mile long. I'm going to have releases forever, and it takes forever to get them out. um, but I have had to start working on painting again, because I kind of can't take not doing it. I paint digitally. Um, I don't like we're again, we're talking about like convenience and ease, and things that I can manage with my condition. So I painting digitally is something that like works really, really well for me. Like everything I do, I'm self-taught, so that was like my whole new thing. Like I learned to do that over the past few years. And then I do again a magical realism style. I do like designs and like vintage stuff, and like psychedelia, like that kind of stuff. Like if I want to do something freeform, I'll do like a highly detailed like psychedelia type of a thing. But if I want to do something like a portrait of something, then I do it in a kind of magical realism style. And then those are like portraits. Those are like highly detailed photorealistic portraits. And you can see all my work pretty much everywhere that I am. It ends up wherever I am. It has watermarks all over it now, because of, people stealing was always a problem, but now AI is a problem. Um, but those things you can, if you go in my Redbubble isn't organized very well for when you're looking for things specifically. There's no like internal search functions for people's shops. I've got a huge shop. But if you go on Redbubble, not just me, but like anybody on there, you can support indie artists and get stuff that you wouldn't get any other place. But it is like whatever they are making, and then like then Redbubble then will turn that into like a shirt or a shower curtain or a bed set or stickers or a phone case or basically anything that you can think of. You can get original artist artwork on products, right? Like you can wear it, you can put it on a tote bag, you can put it on a, you can outfit a room on whatever you want. And they've got all kinds of products. So it's like, yeah, you can buy the art and put it on a wall, but you can also get stuff like Flair, right? Like you can go get a sticker. I sell a lot of stickers. I sell a lot of crazy weird stuff sometimes, and but that again, that also helps me, and I don't get the full portion of the proceeds. They mostly get the lion's share, but it's still a really good scenario because they handle the printing and the shipping and they offer the products and stuff. So I submit my artwork to the website, and then you can get it on whatever you want to get it on, and it make you happy. And that's a lot of the stuff that I sell. My biggest sellers are those things. My magical realism portraits. Uh, but again, nobody's got any money right now, which I understand. Not making a whole lot of sales right now. But that's basically what I'm trying to do mostly. I'm aiming for a career that mostly focuses on my writing on novel production, but also and secondarily my artwork, and again, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to follow me for my content, then I can build up my follower amount to qualify for being able to make money off of my content, and then again, that could be a stream of revenue that like I actually like have. So that would really help. Like you don't actually have to buy anything or do anything, you just have to like throw a follow my way, um, and that would help me out big time. At this stage, I am I'm starting to go. My throat's starting to go. I've been talking almost continuously for 2 hours now, um, so I can hear it at this point, and it doesn't feel great. I can tell you that much. But I am turning out pretty regular content on my TikTok now, getting into my filmmaking roots again. So that's happening. Thank you for listening to my crazy synchronization story. I'll have more of them. I might get into, if I can remember, like I'll pull a card or something. And talk about tarot a little bit, or different things. Oh, if you want a little bit of an astrology forecast, we uh, we are now in a Mercury retrograde until the 23rd of next month, which I say don't fear. Everybody always kind of freaks out and is like, "Oh shit, everything's gonna get fucked up." But I think like that if you worried about that kind of thing happening, then a lot of the time that you're gonna just end up in a self-fulfilling prophecy situation. So, and I do look at astrology and tarot, like they're super fun and so much to learn about them. And I feel like I'm perpetually learning about them. So I don't see myself as like any kind of top tier expert in any way, but I do get into it and I love it. And I think it's really fun and interesting. And I love to see the connections and how it works. And we could talk more about that, kind of stuff in the future. But like, yeah, we're in a Mercury retrograde for about a month, but you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't necessarily mean your life's going to blow up or all your tech is going to go bad, and you're going to get into fights and stuff like that. It can be a chill time. Like I figure for a lot of people, like life is hard enough, so you really don't have to be like scared of what's going to jump out at you around the next corner because we're in Mercury retrograde. That's just like it's just a thing that happens, and it's if it can influence things, but it doesn't have to. Just basically like any kind of astrology thing, like it depends on like your where things are and how things are, and every factor in your life. And that's why it's fun, because you can see where these things kind of impact each other, and can explain things in different various ways. And so yeah, I'll talk more about that, but that's your little thing for now. And let's see what else. Right now Jupiter is in Taurus. See, that's also kind of opposed for just about the same amount of time. Jupiter is in the position of the house of Taurus. So well, I guess it's not really a house, is it? It's just in the sign of Taurus, which means if Jupiter is a benefact, and it's meaning it represents like luck and good fortune, and where in life that you are lucky, like what makes you lucky. So if you feel like things are like, probably things will be pretty neutral for the next month, like astrologically, like speaking, because if you have a history with Mercury retrograde fucking up your shit, then now you have, like, at the same time, Mercury, or I mean, the prominence of Jupiter is going to in Taurus, which is kind of can indicate stubbornness or difficulty, is going to kind of neutralize that. So that's your forecast for that's your astrology forecast for, like, about the next month, and they're going to be there about the same amount of time. So don't fear the Mercury retrograde. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. If things fuck up for you, it's usually going to be something like small, and like just a minor annoyance. Just like, I think, just at any time, like all the time, just like, don't look for fights. Watch what you say and you do. Does this thing need to be said by you at this time? Are you helping anything? Just because you're right doesn't mean you need to point it out. Like, yeah, probably, but like, just saying, like, that's just, I think, just generally good, like conduct in general. So don't let it fuck you up. Just let it be fun, and that's the kind of thing about it. And there are different websites if you want to get in on finding your birth chart and stuff like that, and start learning yourself. It's not one of those gatekeepy kind of things. Like, you can definitely get into it and hear about what, like, other people say, and learn from, like, and it's big on community, and it's big on interpretation. So, and the two of them, tarot and astrology go together really, really well. So on that note, I'm going to give my throat a rest, and I will be back here about, depending on how many tech problems I have, about 2:30 next week. If you want to check out Social Contract, my co-host will be back with me next week. So it'll be like less me pontificating, because if you would listen to a couple of hours of that, like, that's enough. Like, that's enough. But if you want to check out, us together and what we talk about, you're more than welcome to join us over there as well. We stream that on Twitch and YouTube live at 1 p.m. every Tuesday, and which is a weird time, but because of that, if you can't tune in live, then you can check out all of our past episodes also on YouTube and Rumble. Social Contract is what they're called, what the show is called. It's got a firecracker in a picture, a graphic that I made for our show. That's us. We're firecrackers. We're firebrands. So that's what we are. It's a picture of a firecracker, and it says Social Contract. It's got our names on it. You can find us. It's just, you have to deliberately look for us, because we say things that, like, the establishment doesn't like, so we get throttled quite a bit. But that's what we're doing. We're out there every Tuesday, and then I'm gonna make this kind of a regular thing where I come here after every Tuesday at about 2:30, and kind of just hang out with you guys. Like I said, I like to talk in chat if you want to talk, and we can have a good time and hang out. And I hope you guys liked some of my dumb stories today, but I'll have lots more of them, and let you guys all know what I'm working on and what I'm doing. And we can dig into some stuff in the coming weeks, but you can look for me. And also, if you do follow me, like, if you're like, wow, this was great, if you do follow me, then you will get an update about when I go live, so you really don't have to keep track of that yourself. Okay, take care, everybody. I'm going to sign off, give my voice a rest, and I will see you all next week. Hopefully same-ish time, at least. And we will hang out, and we will have a good time. So take care, everybody. Bye. What? Maybe. I gotta move a window. Okay. Okay, now for real. Bye.